On July 1st, 2025, the press descended upon an allegedly abandoned runway in the middle of a supposedly God-forsaken swamp. They were there to bear witness to protest against the policies of the President of the United States at a facility now officially known as Alligator, Alcatraz. The location, almost exactly in the middle of a barely 100-mile-wide peninsula bookended by the tourist destinations of Naples to the west and Miami to the east, is far less remote than many in the press, especially those who haven't seen it, and the DeSantis administration claim. It is, however, on a two-lane highway, making it hard for large groups to gather. So what might the press have missed? Why might they miss it? To answer that, let's back up just over a week earlier to June 22nd. The Florida Attorney General announced the planned immigration detention center on the site that literally triggered the creation of the National Preserve System in the United States during a conflict over it beginning in 1968. 2 days after Alligator Alcatraz was announced, at least 400 protesters gathered outside the gates to demand the training airport not be converted into an ICE detention center. You can see the people gathered here, with the cops making sure they didn't try to enter. Or how about the protest a week later on June 28? That day, local Miccosukee Indians led prayers from across the two-lane road from the gates. They prayed for the location, the Everglades, and the people that lived there. Meanwhile, protesters again gathered outside the gates, this time while a seemingly endless caravan of trucks rolled through the gates. Again, the cops stood guard. Do you see the difference between June 28th and July 1st? The press descended upon the site on July 1st with such overwhelming numbers, it is impossible to imagine there being much space for protesters. So who exactly were they interviewing? How clear a picture were they able to get when they were surrounded not by protesters, counter-protesters, or even alligators, but their own colleagues and competitors? It is also worth noting that the Miccosukee asked protesters wanting to protect the environment to not join the circus at the gates on July 1st. But there were hundreds of protesters there from what I saw, gathered a mile down the road from the press. It is not possible to calculate how much the media missed by filling the space where protesters had gathered just 2 days earlier. Likewise, with some locals and environmentalists avoiding the scene, in no small part because of the presence of such a large media scrum, many voices were not heard.